Hello all, this is Zimnala coming at you with another adventure in Demise, Rise of the Kutan. We're going to be continuing our lore readings here with our friend Sticky Fingers. Now last time we covered some of the spellcasting traitors, but this time we're going to head in and talk about the rest of them, starting with the warrior type. Yeah, there's not too much left to go anyway, but we're going to do warriors, and then we're going to do the Indiginis, is what they're called, but they're a bunch of plant-like creatures, so we're gonna finish off with the warriors and do that. Starting with the rowdy. Drunken belligerents from the town's tavern who've wandered below ground. These brawlers will pick a fight with almost anyone. The attack is good-natured, seen as a contest between fellows in the bar. Of course, orcs and such don't see it quite the same way. Brave. Normally young warriors, these men and women seek opponents to test their skills in battle. Warrior. Experienced fighters from the town's guild. These adventurers seek glory and treasure in the dungeon. Dungeon pirate. Charming and deadly. The self-proclaimed dungeon pirates are swashbucklers who roam about the dungeon alone or with a few confederates looking for loot. The soldier. Traveling alone or in small groups with other experienced warriors. Soldiers seek fame and fortune by the blade. Light warrior. Light warriors are the guardians of peace and harmony. Related to the paladins, they are a weak member of the holy warrior group. Rash art. Renegade warriors. Rash arts take particular delight in murdering paladins. Same. Slayer. Master swordsman, unaffiliated with the guild. Slayers hunt down magi to gain additional magical protection. Bush art. Skilled combatants, bushards are vain braggarts who will often attack an overwhelming foe in an attempt to extend their reputation. Courier. Heavily armored and exceptionally skilled, couriers are capable of critical hits against many foes, making them particularly dangerous. Gladiator. Experienced fighters from the Warriors Guild. Gladiators search the dungeon for magical armor and weapons. And then we start coming across the creatures we couldn't properly identify, so we're gonna call our adventures off on that point. Now we head down to the Indigini, starting with the lowly Namina. Looking like nothing so much as a rotting tree stump, this mindless creature is drawn to living creatures. To feed, it needs to slowly absorb minerals from a freshly killed creature's body. We have Slitherweed. With its poison and disease, Slitherweed is quite dangerous for the unprepared traveler. Do not lose focus on the battle, and concentrate on one at a time to ensure yourself victory. Dungeonweed. A bush of long stalks waving in the air currents of the dungeon. This plant seeks to entrap living beings and absorb their fluids. It is very easy to hit, but it is so large that it takes a while to destroy. Nakovant. Little more than an ambulatory tree stump, with a few flexible limbs still attached. This creature infects its subjects with a combination of poison and disease, and then feeds from the rots produced in the corpses. Like many Indigini, it frequently travels with a number of canine companions. Rotting Trout. Another of the Indigini. This one is relatively easy compared to many of its kin. A quick blast of magic or sword attack will dispose of it quite easily. Strangleweed. A large immobile bushes that appear to be badly misplaced In a poorly lit environment like a dungeon, slitherweeds are capable of lashing out with poisonous branches to deadly effect. Often, blows are aimed at particularly vulnerable areas. And we have the Yethwa. The Yethwa is yet another example of how there is strength in numbers. Alone, this would be a simple fight, but because they travel in a pack, they are quite dangerous. Nabutu. A thick squat tree with a number of long leafless branches that glow with a faint phosphorescence. Nabutu can be hard to kill. Their lashing branches can cause both disease and poison damage to living tissue. Gibbering Yethwa. A true oddity, this vaguely humanoid-shaped tree is immobile, but is capable of striking out with its sinuous limbs to great effect. Since it can't move, it cannot defend itself, but it is so huge that it is very difficult to kill. Dire Trout. So unfortunately, this is where we have to call our discussion off, but you know, in the future we will be revisiting all of this to redo it when we actually have a more finished bestiary and item list. So you'll notice that I have about 560 on each one. My understanding is that there's over 600 on each of these, so when I fully complete the game, I will revisit this and probably wholesale replace the entire lore readout in a new style, but you know, until then I wanted to put out a record for everyone to check out if they wanted to see this but didn't want to play the game. So yeah, you all enjoyed this. Take care, guys. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye, y'all.